pursuit. So there's a Sun Times article. I'm going to show you right here. Let me read the title for our podcast audience. Foot chases pose risks. Force officers to make decisions in the heat of pursuit. Experts. And for all those listening in the podcast, all the images and links we show are embedded in the post in the news section of our website when we post the podcast, so you can get them all there. Okay. The key to that headline is experts. Why did they put that in? Here's an interesting thing. They don't quote a single expert on foot pursuits in the entire article. Not a single one. That headline makes you think that they are, and that the people they are quoting are experts. They're not. For better or worse, they're not. So they basically quote 3 people, and it is Sheila Betty, if I'm pronouncing that right. She's a civil rights attorney at Northwestern University Law School. I know people that know her, think the world of her. She may be a phenomenal person. Not an expert in foot pursuits at all. 0, negative. Yes, foot pursuits, we've all read the news articles, and foot pursuits are risky, but not an expert. Not it. Next, we have Sharon Fairley, ex-chief administrator of the Independent Police Review Authority at the end of the organization, and she started up and transferred over to the Citizen Office of Police Accountability for a short time before running for governor, or no, lieutenant. I think she ran for lieutenant attorney general, but I'm not really sure there. Kind of foggy at this moment, but also is now at the University of Chicago Law School. You can go back into our archive, both on the podcast, but on YouTube and Facebook for sure. You can see our interview with her. She was on the show. Very, very, very smart woman. But once again, not an expert on foot pursuits. Wrong again. And then the last one is an ex-Dallas police chief. The article doesn't say anything about why this person is an expert in foot pursuits. Not every police chief is. Not every officer is. There are people that study foot pursuits. There are people probably with the International Association of Chiefs of Police, or the Police Executive Research Forum, or one, if not both of those organizations, could put you in touch with an expert immediately if they don't have them on staff. And the fact that you just kind of picked 3 random people, one a local civil rights lawyer, someone who ran IPA COPA, they're all right. They're dangerous. Sharon Fairley even talks because she's smart and knows that she doesn't have authority on this issue, talks kind of around the question in very vague, and doesn't talk about this specific foot pursuit. It's because none of the 3 have expertise in the issue. And that's fine if you're going to just say local people and an ex-police chief weigh in on whether they think foot pursuits are dangerous, but citing experts in the title was just wrong. Period. They did it because they wanted you to think. They had consulted experts, and they were going to give you experts in the article, and you were going to go read that article for the expert opinion. You got none. It's not unlike the Sun-Times to do that. A little bit of a bait and switch on you, but none of the 3 are experts. They have opinions on whether they should be there. And by the way, this foot pursuit wasn't a bad one. The left keeps trying in Chicago to talk about how this was a bad foot pursuit. It wasn't. Responding to shots fired, 911 calls, shot spotter. As they do with this, they look for people that are fleeing the scene. They spotted 2 in an alley, 1 with a gun. They chased the person with a gun. You don't know how many people are down from those shots. Maybe no one, maybe they hit a thing, maybe they fired in the air, maybe they killed 3 people. It is dangerous to pursue someone on foot. There's no doubt about it. If they were jumping in and out of yards and going around gangways, and a bunch of times they lost sight of Adam, actually if they lost sight of him maybe once, is that when you call the end of the foot pursuit. But running down an alley where you see him the entire time is not a dangerous foot pursuit. Does the foot pursuit policy in Chicago need to change? Absolutely. Would this be one of them? I doubt that this would be changed at all, no matter what changes they make. But it's typical of Chicago to demand change and then put in changes that won't impact the incident they're actually demanding change about. It's very typical. It's usually what aldermen do. They're very good at that. But really what we needed, what Chicago really needs at this moment is expert opinion on whether or not that foot pursuit was good. And where else has this foot pursuit policies been altered? And in the jurisdictions where they're stricter, would this one still be good or bad? How would it be? Just claiming we need to change it, and then you make changes to the best practices in the country, and it wouldn't affect it. I don't think it would. I'm happy to be corrected if I am wrong. But the journalist needs to do their goddamn job and get that experts on foot pursuit policy quoted and review what happened here and talk about the changes in other places and give us the context we need. That didn't seem very important to the journalist. Just a manipulated headline was all they really needed to get the clicks.